Next, you need to remember that there is no passive voice of future continuous tense and all types of perfect continuous tenses. Number 4, in some sentences there are two objects, that is direct object and indirect object. In that case, the sentence can have two passive forms, means that sentence can be written in two different ways in the passive voice. Now, I will tell you how to identify direct object and indirect object. Look at this sentence. I gave her a pair of shoes. Children, if you remember, I told you that in order to identify the object, you need to ask the questions like this. I gave what? And the answer of what is? A pair of shoes. So a pair of shoes is your direct object. And the answer that you will get by asking whom will be your indirect object. Now let us ask, I gave whom a pair of shoes. I have not used the preposition by. Now look at the second sentence in which I have made the indirect object as the subject of this sentence. Now her was the indirect object, so as the subject it will become she, if you remember the change in pronoun rules. So she was given a pair of shoes by me. This slide contains active and passive voice sentences of declarative and interrogative sentence. So let us practice. Lata sings lovely songs. This sentence is in simple present tense. So if it is in simple present tense, then we will have to use the auxiliary is, am or are. Now Lata sings what? Lovely songs. So your object is lovely songs. Now it will be converted into your subject, lovely songs. Songs plural, so we will use the helping verb are, past participle sung by Lata. Second sentence, we did not grow rice. Did not, simple past, means we will convert it into was or were. Did not grow what? Rice. So rice will come in the beginning because it is your object. So in passive voice it will become subject. Rice was not grown by us. Next sentence is, what do you want? This sentence we have already done in interrogative form. Still, if the sentence is in present tense, so we will use is, am or are. And since it is an interrogative sentence, so is will be used after what. What is wanted by you? They will run a race. This sentence is in simple future tense and the modal auxiliary will is also used. So we will use BEB. They will run what? A race. So a race will become your subject. A race will be run by them. Tom is building a house. This sentence is in present continuous tense. When the sentence is in present continuous tense, then we will use being. Example is, a house is being built by Tom. Now Tom is building what? A house. So a house has become your subject. Is being built by Tom. I was writing a letter. Past continuous. Was writing. Was writing what? A letter. So again in this sentence, since it is continuous, so we will use being. A letter was being written by me. Someone has stolen my purse. Children, now someone is unknown. So either you can omit this when you will convert it into passive voice. If you will write, even then it will not be considered as incorrect. Someone has stolen what? My purse. So my purse is singular and it is present perfect tense. In present perfect we will use BEEN, been. My purse has been stolen by someone. She had finished her work. Past perfect tense. In this also we will use being. She had finished what? Her work. So her work had been finished by her. People will admire him. Will admire, that is simple future. So we will be using BEB. He will be admired by people. Again it is someone unknown. So you can put it in bracket. But even if you will write, it will not be considered incorrect. Did no one help you? Children, when no one is there, we will write anyone. Okay. Did sentence is beginning with did. So your passive sentence will begin with was or were. Why? Because this sentence is in simple past tense. Were you not helped by anyone? In this sentence, children, there is a mistake also. In this slide, the should not be there. Will she deliver this message? Will the message be delivered by her? If the sentence is beginning with a helping verb, in that case, your passive sentence will also begin with helping verb only. Now, let us learn how to change an imperative sentence from active to passive voice. But before that, let me remind you what an imperative sentence is. An imperative sentence states a command, makes a request, gives suggestion, or states an instruction. The structure of imperative sentence in passive voice is let plus subject plus be plus third form of the verb. The imperative sentences can be changed into passive voice in the following three ways. Look at this sentence. Shut the door. First of all, we will convert it by using let. In that case, first of all, we will write let. Then the object of the active voice will be converted into the subject of the passive. Means the door will be written after let. After that, we will write be, then shut. The sentence will become let the door be shut. The same sentence can be changed into passive voice with the modal auxiliary should. In that case, the sentence will be the door should be shut. Children, since you can notice that this sentence shut the door is an order, so you can use the words you are ordered to shut the door. In this way also, you can change this sentence into passive voice. Children, as you have just seen that imperative sentences also change according to the message contained in the sentence. For this purpose, we can use the following words. If the sentence contains an order or a command, then we can use the words you are ordered to or you are commanded to. For example, get out of the class. In this case, you can write you are ordered to get out of the class. If the sentence contains a request, then you can use you are requested to. For example, please help me. This sentence can be changed into passive voice as you are requested to help me. If the sentence contains an advised, then you can use you are advised to. For example, take this medicine twice a day. This active voice sentence can be converted into passive voice as you are advised to take this medicine twice a day. In case the sentence contains a negative order, then you can use you are forbidden to. For example, do not touch the wire. In this passive voice, the sentence will be you are forbidden to touch the wire. Children, the same sentence can also be framed with let. Like, let the wire not be touched. Children, please note that if this imperative sentence contains let us, then we will convert it into passive voice by using these words. It is suggested that we should. For example, let us go for a walk. It is suggested that we should go for a walk. In this way, you can change this active voice sentence into passive voice. Now, let us practice changing imperative sentences into passive voice. Carry it home. This sentence can be changed into passive voice as let the dog not be beaten. Help me. Let me be helped. Or you are requested to help me. Learn the poem. Let the poem be learned. Or you are asked to learn the poem. Don't touch it. Let it not be touched, or you are warned not to touch it. Do not walk barefooted. You are forbidden to walk barefooted. Do not stand on ceremony. You are forbidden to stand on ceremony. Let him sing a song. Let a song be sung by him. Never waste time. Let time never be wasted. Children, in these sentences, you might have noticed that some of the sentences are written in passive voice in two different ways, whereas some of them are written only in one way. Children, it depends on you that which way you choose to write, but please remember that if the sentence is beginning with let, then you should write the passive voice sentence with let only, and if the sentence is beginning with never, then also you should begin your passive voice sentence with let. Now, let us practice converting infinitive sentences into passive voice. Infinitive means the sentence which contains to plus first form of the verb. Look at the first sentence. It is time to revise the lesson. In this, to revise is the infinitive. So, in passive voice, the sentence will become, it is time for the lesson to be revised. Second, children like parents to pamper them. In this, to pamper is the infinitive. Children like to be pampered by the parents. Third sentence, there is no place to let. Passive voices, there is no place to be let. Fourth sentence, it is time to take tea. To take is the infinitive, and to take what? It is tea. So here tea is your object, and when you will convert it, it will become your subject. It is time for tea to be taken. Now, let us change the voice of interrogative sentences, means the WH words. Children, please be very careful while you are watching this, because in this you will come to know about various rules. First, if the sentence is beginning with who, then in passive voice you will convert it into by whom. Who taught you English? By whom were you taught English? Now who has been converted into by whom, and we have used the auxiliary were because the sentence is in past tense. And why have we used just after by whom? Because this is an interrogative sentence. By whom were you taught English? Second is whom. If the sentence is beginning with whom, then in passive voice it will be converted into who. Whom did you call? Children, the question mark is missing here, but you will put a question mark. Who was called by you? If the sentence is beginning with why, then in passive voice it remains why only. Why did the teacher punish you? Now here did is used, means simple past tense, means you will use was or were. Why were you punished by the teacher? Children, please remember that the rules remain the same, that is the object will become subject and the subject will become object. After that you have to use your auxiliary, then past participle, and then by, and then your object. Next is if the sentence is beginning with how, then also how will remain how, and the rest of the changes you have to make. How did you do it? How was it done by you? If the sentence is beginning with what, then also it will remain what only. What do you want? What is wanted by you. Now why have we used is? Because the sentence was in present tense. It is written do in the active voice. Here in this slide also various examples of interrogative sentences have been given. Children, please read these examples very carefully, keeping all the rules in your mind. Now it's time for some more examples, so let's practice. Children, kindly go through these examples for your better understanding. Read all the sentences very carefully. Now let us go through these examples. He has missed the train. In this sentence, present perfect tense is used, so we will be using the auxiliary been. He has missed what? The train. So the train is our object in this sentence, which will be converted into subject. The train has been missed by him. Do they speak French? In this sentence, simple present tense is used and we will use is, am or are in the passive voice. Is French spoken by them? Next sentence is, was he reading a book? This sentence is in past continuous tense. And children, when the sentence begins with helping verb, so your passive voice sentence will also begin with helping verb only. Was he reading what? A book. A book is singular, so we will use was only. Was a book being read by him? Now why we have used being? Because the sentence was in continuous tense. Next is compose this letter. This is an imperative sentence. So we can begin this sentence with let. Let this letter be composed. Where did you buy this pen from? This is an interrogative sentence. So we can begin this from where was this pen bought by you. Now why we have used was? Because the sentence was in simple past tense. Who wrote this speech? Children, earlier also we have done this, that when the sentence begins with who, then in passive voice we will write by whom. Who wrote what? This speech. By whom was this speech written? Now why we have used was? Because in the active sentence wrote was written, which is the second form of the verb, that is past tense. Next sentence is one should respect one's elders. Now in this sentence modal auxiliary is used. So if you remember, with modal auxiliaries we use be. One should respect one's elders. Elders should be respected. I did not praise anybody. Nobody was praised by me. If you remember, if anyone is converted into no one, then anybody is converted into nobody. Thank you so much for watching this video.